Well, my puppy is just as excited about his new PS5. Can't wait for me to open it. So this just came from Walmart. I was able to get it ordered on the release day, November 12th. So I was able to get in on that. And so I'm going to be doing an unboxing. But let me put him out just to make sure he doesn't chew on anything while I'm doing this. Okay, so I know a lot of people have been talking about the shipping, especially about, I guess there's been some unfortunate events where people have been getting some weird, weird kind of missing product that suddenly shows up as something that you didn't order. All right. Just cut the tape here. Okay. All right. So 4K 120, 8K, HDR. Sadly, this is better than my PC now. I haven't been able to pick up a new card, so I'll be using a 2080 for my PC gaming, but I'll be using I have a PS5 now, and I have an Xbox Series X. So no matter what system the game comes out on, I will be good. Alright, so unboxing here, we got the informational. I'm sure everybody reads it. And then, of course, you have your new PS5 DualSense. Looks really pretty. We'll get a nice up close shot of this. Okay. Then we go into the second layer and we have a USB charging cable, Type C, and we have a 4K HDMI, which I won't be using. I actually bought specific HDMIs. They're able to pass 8K and 4K 120, and so that won't be a problem for me. And then this is the stand here, the base for the PS5. And that's the compartment with the screw. Okay. And now we go down, and there's the belly of the beast right there. I'm going to put the camera down while I pick this up. Alright, so you obviously have the cardboard sides. Okay, and the nice wrapping. And there is the new PS5 console. It is a beast. It looks like a kind of a bookshelf ending, a book ending. Let's see to compare it. All right, so this is the old Xbox One from back in 2013, and as you can see, PlayStation 5 is bigger, but not by much. So while everybody's talking about, oh, this thing's huge, not really. I mean, it is, like I said, slightly taller, and that will make issues for people putting it on the shelf. But you can either drop it horizontally or keep it vertically if you have the shelf space that will fit. And I believe I've built some custom shelves. I believe that it might be big enough for it, but if not, I guess I'll be laying it down. So that's the unboxing, and then I will go ahead and set all this up, and then I'm going to go through the UI. When setting up your new PS5, make sure that you read the startup system settings and everything like that. It is very important that you make sure that everything's plugged in properly, and also that you're using the correct HDMI, as there seems to be an issue with some HDMIs out there. Once everything's set up, you go ahead and plug in the controller as viewed on the screen and press the PS button. This will take you through some different setup instructions, such as what your speech is, adjusting the display area, stuff like that. One of the things that you're going to need to make sure that you do is do not set up the PS5 without actually having it connected to the internet. There are some updates that the PlayStation 5 needs to go through, both on the console and on your controller. And these updates fix the various bugs and crashes. So if you do not connect it to the internet right away, you may face one of these bugs or crashes that might have already been fixed, but because you didn't download the update, you're susceptible to it. Once you actually get through the updates, and it will ask you if you have a game that you want to load. I did this. Now when I put the game in, it recognizes the game and it tells you it'll download it. But when I got to the UI, it still hadn't downloaded anything. It didn't start downloading until I actually got through the initial setup process. So I'm not sure if that's just not working right now, or if that's a future thing that maybe they didn't get implemented before they released the console. But the disc system does work, and it does download the game based on your disc, and you'll see a little lock on it. If it's locked, or a disc on the icon of the game if it's a disc in which you have to put a disc in. So that's pretty much it for the setup. Everything's pretty much just view the screen, do exactly what it says. But what I wanted to actually wanted to go over was just making sure that you do plug everything in and read the instructions exactly. The console is kind of wobbly because of it being, it's not a flat surface, it's rounded on every side. So the stand that they sent with it, there's a reason for it. So even if you're going to lay it on its side, you can do it and it's not going to hurt the machine. But the issue is that if there's any kind of vibration with a disc in there, it could cause damage to the internals as well as damage to the disc. You're also looking at, if you live in an earthquake country, it's not stable, so it's going to roll because of the rounded edges. So make sure that you actually follow the directions with the stand as well. So this is the PS5 version of the Spider-Man remastered. I just kind of wanted to show a little bit off of each game, show you kind of what the PS5 is capable of. So you can't have both. You can only do 30 with all the enhanced lighting and stuff, or you can do the 60 and it doesn't have all the additional features. It depends on the person. I prefer graphics over frame rate, but I know a lot of people enjoy frame rate over graphics. It does matter, obviously. It has to be a locked 30, because if it drops down to like 15, then it does matter to me at that point. Then frame rate obviously would go over graphics, because at a low frame rate, then everything looks choppy and horrible, so it wouldn't really matter. In this case, I'll probably do a little bit of both, just to kind of see how they feel. So let's go ahead and take the fidelity graphics mode and start. So I'll probably start using my headset when I'm playing these, because I actually want to hear what's going on. If I turn my TV's volume on, then obviously it's going to blare over the microphone. So just to kind of give you a heads up, this is just going to be a quick kind of show you how it looks. I'm not actually going to do a full-on Let's Play with it yet. I can already see that this is probably it looks like it would be better played with 60 FPS, honestly. You can kind of see the picture stuttering. I don't know if maybe that's just a CG. Ooh, I like the haptic feedback on this. This is really cool.
All units, level 4 mobilization. Location, Fisk Tower.
Fisk? how these lawyers are. This one needs to go by the book.
Come on, Yuri. I've been waiting 8 years for this.
You really want to help? Head to Times Square. Sounds like these guys are trying to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
You got it. Almost there.
So the city's really pretty. Alright, now let's see. I should be able to change the settings. We're going to go to performance now. Okay, that's going to restart us from the last checkpoint. Wow, that is smooth. I can see why people are saying, yeah, the 60 FPS is better. That looks a lot cleaner.
Where are you? We must run through the demonstration at least once before the grant committee arrives.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Dealing with a personal issue. I'll be in soon. Promise. I better wrap this up quickly and get to my real job. Just like you recalled in the cavalry.
So it still looks really good even with 60 FPS and no visual improvements.
Bring in the hammer.
Combat time.
There's a lot of guys on this payroll.
Get behind him!
Spiderman, what's your status?
Almost done here. You?
We're about to go in.
Be there soon. Can't wait to see Willie's face when he slotted the house up. Okay, Yuri, all done. What's happening? Yuri! Yuri!
Love the look of that suit. Looks really nice.
I knew this would go quietly.
side of the building you're gonna do this.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Models look good. It doesn't have the hair physics that Final Fantasy 15 had, but
Hands up!
it probably didn't update that after, because, like I said, this is a remaster of the PS4 version. So, we're going to go ahead and stop it there. Yeah, I'll quit. I just want to kind of give you a look at what it looks like. So, I would say that the 60 FPS with this game would look a lot better than the 30 FPS with the visual enhancements at this point. The game just runs smoother that way, and the pictures tend to look better because of the smooth transitions. So that'll be the end of that game. So we'll go ahead and hop out. So I don't want to go into rest mode with these right now because I know a lot of people have been having issues with the rest mode. So I'm going to be closing out each and every game just to kind of show you that, that it's working. But I don't want to end up breaking my console. So until I know that they've got that down, the rest mode's going to be nice as in, and you can kind of switch back and forth between the different things. Now this is Spider-Man Miles Morales. This was actually made for the PS5. So at this point we're going to take a look at what a PS5 game looks like. Same Spider-Man, just an upgraded version, kind of made for the PS5 from scratch. So we're not getting a remaster at this point, we're getting a nice new make. I don't want it ruining my experience of the first game. So just looking at the character models and everything, they look similar to what the other Spider-Man had as far as character models. Once again, you get the same friendly, amazing, spectacular, all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to stick with friendly. And then it looks like we have the same fidelity and performance mode, so we'll stick with fidelity first, and then jump over to performance and kind of see how that changes up. So already the new version of Spider-Man actually has more haptic feedback in the controller. So you're feeling like the train's movements over the tracks.
I got you. Thanks. No problem. Hey, you think you're gonna add that new Spider-Man too? The kid? Yeah, maybe. original's just my guy, you know? Yeah, I know. Hey, is Tails Bodega around here? Yeah, right yellow sign down the block. Can't miss it. Thanks. Beautiful work, by the way. Maybe leave a little room for the new guy, just in case.
Didn't that have something to do with Spider-Man and the new version, Amazing Spider-Man or Spider-Man? That was the place that blew up. So you kind of have the same tutorial of how to use the webbing and stuff.
Not yet. Still securing a couple of inmates.
Hey, it feels good seeing the guys who escaped last year going back to the past.
Real good. That's an eyesore. Secure.
But you can see that they did a really nice job here with the models still.
Be there soon.
We're going to kind of get some rooftop looks here. So there's the bridge, the water. It has kind of the picture has kind of a gritty look to it. Almost like a sandy looking picture. I'm not sure if they did that on purpose or if it's just the HDR playing with the game. But you can see the shadows and everything on the water. You can see the lights kind of going through the trees, the shadows across the roofs. There's obviously some pop right there. That's just due to the draw distance. It didn't realize that I could see yet, so it didn't populate the draw distance. It looks pretty nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at 60 FPS now. So we're going to go back to visual and graphics mode, performance. Apply and restart. Once again, you can see the smoother transitions of the movements. It makes it look really nice when you're swinging through the city on the webs and stuff using that.
Real good. That's an eyesore. Secure. As long as the octopus-related flaws have been fixed.
Let's hope. Okay, closing in on you.
So we're going to look at the same kind of rooftop because we want to kind of get a similar look. Okay, so you can see once again it's not popped yet, and then it just pops in. From here, it didn't know that I was there yet. That's just a weird fluke of the fact that you're moving into an area and thinks that there's a wall between you and the thing, so it doesn't load in yet. But for the most part, you still see the same kind of shadowing. Looks like you have a little bit more to the water and stuff like that with the other fidelity, I guess it's called, instead of performance. But for the most part, the picture looks similar. I'm guessing people who are like really into it are probably going to have a different take on it, and they're going to sit there and nitpick, this shadow here is a little darker or something. For the most part, it actually looks pretty similar. You're still seeing, so you can still see all the reflections of the city in the windows as you're running up at 60 FPS. I mean, this looks beautiful. Honestly, I'd play it at 60 FPS over the high-res system. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Look at that. You can see the clouds. Cities, skyline. There's the water. You can climb. You can climb in every direction. And the bridge doesn't look any different. Honestly, I think the 60 FPS is pretty nice. I think I would prefer the 60 FPS games over the high fidelity games after taking a look at these two examples. These are really good. Insomniac did a nice job. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hop out of this one. And the last one I want to take a look at is an actual PS4 game that has not been remastered for 5, but it instead takes performance improvements from the PS5. So once again, like I said, close this out. Things like God of War and Mortal Kombat 11. These weren't built for the PS5, they were built for the PS4. They do not have PS5 versions out. Instead, what they're doing is they're basically like upping the performance using the internal software to enhance the performance of the games. So we're going to go ahead and go with God of War because that was already kind of a super enhanced game as it was. It was towards the end of the generation. So let's see what it kind of gives us. Okay, HDR is on, and then it says brightness. Might lower the value to reveal more detail in the bright areas. So, there. We just want that circle to disappear. You can still kind of see it there. And then this one, we're going to go, ooh, way too bright. Right about there. Yeah. So, favor resolution, favor performance. Renders game at 1080p resolution. Renders it at 4K. Checkerboard means that basically they sample the colors around it, and then they give it more depth based on that. It's kind of an AI. So, and then they're saying if you don't have a 4K monitor, it super samples it. So, you're not getting true 4K, and that's what I was saying, is that this is an older game, and therefore it wasn't built for the PS5, so it's not going to default at 4K 30 FPS or 4K 60 FPS, depending on ray tracing and stuff like that. So performance is probably going to give you the higher frame rate, the 60 FPS. So once again, we're going to try with the favor resolution first, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the frame rate. You can kind of see how this is going to go for the older games as well. So, gorgeous. I mean, Sony's first-party studios are just freaking phenomenal. They do such a good job. Okay, so I'm just going to say give me a story because we're just going to go through this real quick. I'm not actually going to play this. We'll obviously change that for Let's Play. You know, the way that Kratos cut through gods and stuff, I would think he'd be able to split a tree in half with his freaking bare hands. So they did a really good job of kind of showing, so you can see the scar where he got stabbed with the sword. I mean, just his skin. I really like the background they did with Kratos in these Norse mythology. It gives you kind of that feel like he's grown.
Get in the boat, boy.
He's just had a really tough life. So here we're going to come up on the water. Should see some master sections, some shadowing here. So they try to do a foam thing. You can see it's just kind of a smeary color. Like I said, that's really good for PS4, PS5 obviously. After looking at Spiderman, you can look at a lot of this stuff and go, but it just means that the next one, God of War Ragnarok, is probably going to be even though this still looks amazing.
That is enough.
Yeah, see, you get the nice little touches, the little movements of the water around the boat.
What?
It's a big change. The forest feels different.
The conversations between everything is really nice. See, here's water kind of rushing down and hitting there. So kind of look around here. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and options, settings, and vid. Okay, let's favor performance now. So you can already see like the HDR kind of went away. You saw the picture get a little bit more blurry. That's because it's pushing a 1080p to a 4K TV, obviously. So we're going to take a look now. So now we have See, you can already see the smoother body movements than when we were in the last area. And it looks really good that way. I mean, it looks really good with higher frame rates. So, towards the middle of this generation, we're probably going to start seeing 60 FPS 4K, and that's when you're going to really see that sweet spot where they're going to be able to start getting the ray tracing in and everything, and it's going to make it look even better. Remember, this is early into it, so a lot of these games coming out, they're just learning how to program for the PS5. So they're going to be able to do a lot more down the road. This is just the start. So it's already making even older games look really nice.
That was the last.
So, I don't want to spoil the story for anybody who may not have played this yet. I don't know. Some people may not have played God of War at all. It depends on when you're jumping into this generation. Because of the fact that you can play PS4 games on the PS5, some people may want to see if they can jump back and play God of War maybe through PlayStation Now. So the really nice thing about the system is that they've kind of separated things. So for instance, I can go to my library. Those are all the games, but I can actually go to my game library, go up here and go to PlayStation Now, and it'll give me all the games in the PlayStation Now category. So no, Black Mirror, I don't know that one, but these are just like, you know, your PS Now games. These are ones that I have in my own kind of playlist, but you can add to your own playlist, and then they have featured and stuff like that. And then I'm sure there's a search function up here where you could probably look up God of War, and it's going to give you all the different God of Wars. Now, the last thing I kind of want to go over, like I said, the rest mode, make sure you exit out of each game, because there's been a lot of people talking about rest mode not working and breaking the system. So when you're done, save it, and then make sure you close out the game for right now until they are confirmed fixed on that. So you'll see a disc next to it. That's actually because I bought the game physically, so a digital game won't have that. The disc is going to be next to anything that that is, you know, disc related. Spiderman Remastered, I have a disc version as well, but I have the it came with like digital editions of the game, so that was really cool. So a quick one. If you take your controller and you press the hamburger button, the 3-stack, on any of the games, you'll see there it says it'll say game version. So that is a way to make sure that you are on PS4 or PS5, because if a game has the ability to do one or the other, it will. So, like, I have a check mark next to PS5, so when I load in, it goes into the PS5 version, not the PS4 version. Otherwise, you're going to end up playing the PS4 version, which may not look as nice. It'll kind of give you an up-res version like God of War. Okay, so if you go to God of War and you go to the same game version, PS4 full God of War. It doesn't have a PS5 version. So even though it's playable on the PS5, even though it's in their category as a playable PS5 game, it's not necessarily a honest PS5 remaster. So don't go in thinking, oh yeah, the graphics are going to be just so much more intensive than the one on PS4. It is the same game. It is just that they've gone through, they've made sure that it's working properly, and it uses the software inside the PS5 to up-res and kind of give you that better fidelity. Okay, so that's pretty much it. There's going to be a lot of games. There's Bug Snacks that everybody's talking about. That's a good family game. You know, you can play a lot of the games from PS4. So, like, I'm still in the middle of Final Fantasy VII Remake that I've got to do. And then they'll show you your progress and how many trophies you've earned out of them and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So you'll see right here, like, it gives you all the different trophies that are still locked. So these are people who are streaming it right now. And then there's also supposed to be, there's a bunch of free stuff that I gotta download. There's also supposed to be a, I guess while you're inside the games and stuff like that with PS5 games, it'll actually see what you need as far as a trophy, and it might suggest like a video to watch on how to get the trophy and stuff like that. Obviously, I haven't played it. I just got my PS5. This is kind of showing you my takes on it. And then as I go through and do Let's Plays, we'll actually see those things. So that's it. It's looking really nice. I really like the UI. I like how they separated the media and the games. I like how when I go to my library of games that I can actually sort it from games that I have collected or own, what's installed on my system, and then the PS Plus games and PlayStation Now games. It's helpful for people who, like me, have all the different services that PlayStation offers. So you can kind of just jump in here and you can see, oh, okay, yeah, there's this game, there's this game. And these are playable right off the system, so you can go and stream. You probably download, maybe. Yep, there's your download. So you can download it onto the PS5 system and play it natively off the PS5, so you don't have to stream it off. So there you go. It's looking good. They've got plenty of games out for the PS5, and I'll be doing another kind of conversational piece on how the Xbox Series X works, the games, how they look, the UI, and how I feel about it in another video. So I will see you all on the next video. Please like and subscribe if you like the content and want to see more of it. I do Let's Plays all the time and stick those up. I also do how-to videos, kind of giving you an idea of either how to get past a certain part in the game, how to spot issues like bugs and stuff like that. Like I was kind of showing you the pop, which is a draw distance issue, and a blocking issue. So it sees the wall and it doesn't realize that you can see past that wall because you can kind of see over the corner. So it doesn't draw those shadows all the way in to save on server on performance through the system. So those are all things that I kind of go over, and just check out my other videos and see what you think. All right, have a good one.